As soon as I was back to my car, I immediately texted Edo, a financial analyst who was assigned to help me. I also scheduled a meeting with him on Wednesday afternoon to discuss his analysis of Putra power plant. By arranging everything immediately, I wouldn't forget in the midst of busyness. When it was time for the meeting, I asked Edo, "Edo, how is your analysis of Putra power plant?" "It is a private company, so I cannot get many details. However, as usual, I can get some meaningful information. Mia Putra is a daughter of one of Pertamina's directors. She studied engineering at Bandung Institute of Technology, taking 3 majors in oil exploration, clean energy, and electricity. After she finished undergraduate, she worked for 3 years in Pertamina, following his father's footsteps. While she worked there, both her parents died in a car accident. She inherited a large sum of money from them. With that money, she purchased land from several farmers and hired farmers to work on mostly rice paddies at that time. Soon, she hired some gardeners to plant big flower and fruit trees in the location that she pointed. Several months later, she made a proposal to the government of Jakarta province asking for financial support to build a dam on the river inside her property to prevent major flooding in Jakarta in rainy season. The proposal said that after the dam is finished, the amount of water flows from this river to Jakarta will be able to be controlled. In the proposal, she mentioned that the building of the dam will not cause flooding on the upper part of the river. Excess water will be poured into several large water reserves around the dam in rainy days and slowly put back into the river in sunny days. The provincial government of Jakarta approved the loan. After the proposal was approved, she registered the company Putra Power Plant, quit her job at Pertamina, and began building the dam, said Edo. "Wait a minute," I interrupted. "You mentioned that building the dam does not cause flooding on the upper part of the river. Then, is there any height discrepancy between the water level north and south of the dam?" I'm not sure about that," he answered. "I'll find the information tomorrow." "No need, 'cause I have some pictures." "Let's see," I said while taking out my cell phone. I took some photos from the helicopter with my phone. I searched for those pictures. "What do you think?" "There seems to be very little height discrepancy," said Edo after seeing the photos. "This is totally strange. How did she get the electricity? There are only a few solar panels, probably just enough to provide electricity for the entire building. Her company is a power plant. Since there is no waterfall, it isn't a hydropower plant. Anyway, let us continue with the rest of the information," I said. "Okay, I happen to be able to get some figures from her financial statements," he said. "That's wonderful," I exclaimed in joy. I looked at those numbers presented in a piece of paper. "How did you get this?" An insider let me take a peek into their last year's financial statements. I memorized these numbers and wrote it down later, Edo explained. "So you look at the whole financial statements?" I asked. "Yes, I even asked some questions," he answered. I knew it. Some of Mia's employees are crooked, yet Mia still defended them. "Good job. Will you explain these numbers, please?" I asked, while wondering how much Edo paid them. "I can do better than that. The latest financial statements show that the company is in a healthy condition, but it wasn't the case in the beginning. When the company started, She lost money every year. Luckily, the proposal included financial subsidy for the first 3 years. After that, the company negotiated again with Jakarta province to continue the subsidy until she could make her own profit, with the condition that the flood control worked. Since there was no major flooding in Jakarta, she could secure the subsidy, which was enough to cover all their expenses. On the fourth year, Mia hired Professor Larry Johnston, an ex-MIT professor. In that year, the company suffered a loss even after receiving the subsidy due to an addition of Professor Johnston's salary among her expenses. However, 2 years later, the company started making a profit. On the seventh year, the company no longer receives subsidy because it has become a profitable company, Edo said. Wow, we can say that Professor Larry Johnston is the hero of the company, I said. Yes, I agree. During the last 8 years, the company has never been in red again, said Edo. 8 years? Wait a minute. After Mia finished undergraduate, she worked in Pertamina for 3 years. Then she started a company that was losing money for 6 years, followed by 8 years of profit. How old is Mia? I asked. I don't know her exact age, but I think she isn't much younger than you. I will say around 40, he answered. She doesn't look 40, I said. The insider mentioned that working in that company feels like working in a big happy family. Maybe that's why she looks younger than her age, he said. Really? Why is everybody happy in that company? I asked. They have an option to stay in the facility for free. They get free meals 3 times a day. They get free daycare for their children in the same facility. The company pays 80% of their medical expenses and reimburses 80% of the cost of school books for their children. They have to pay for the school fee themselves because some children go to more expensive private schools while others attend cheaper public schools, Edo explained. I see, said I, while wondering whether their base salary was very low since they received so many benefits. I was a skeptic ever since the security guard overcharged me with his entrance fee. Let's see her financial statements. Why don't I see any loan? I asked. They have fully paid the government loan last year, he answered. What do they sell? I asked. They sell batteries and generators. Those are her main revenues. Other income is small. The insider doesn't want to explain it. They also sell fruits, flowers, and vegetables through a subsidiary company, but that subsidiary is small and almost always break-even only, he answered. I checked their website. This Professor Johnston is famous for his patents of super batteries. These super batteries can be used for electric cars and home generators, but the website doesn't explain how they got electricity for these batteries and generators, I said. I've been wondering the same thing. Unfortunately, the insider didn't want to explain it to me, Edo said.